Welcome, the Artful Dabbler. Let's pop up chat. The YouTube Creator Studio, where on your live screen here, the picture now of like your desk of what you're streaming is huge, which means that my chat box has to be smaller. This doesn't have to be smaller. All right, let me get myself situated. I brought in a pillow today to sit on this chair because after yesterday sitting so long on this hard chair was bad news. So today I've got to organize. I'm going to be spending a lot of hours in my art room today because I have to get this crap off the floor beside me so that I can get in my good office chair into this room. As you know, my room is super small. I just laid these out for the thumbnail. Hi, Elaine. Welcome, Mary Dean Carter. Long time for sure. Wonderful to see you. All right. Hopefully everybody's, what's today? Wednesday? I might actually come back and stream tonight. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, my usual Wednesday stream. I just might. I was thinking last night, I had a lot of coffee yesterday, probably too much coffee yesterday. So I was up until 5 a.m. Wide awake, absolutely wide awake. So I did it yesterday. So you guys know I've got the Nintendo Switch Lite. I have not gained, like I had a DS, 15 years ago. So I've been like out of the gaming type loop, right? I did not know there are such amazing indie games that are so beautifully like hand-drawn game. Oh my sweet loving goodness. I bought about 10 games. We'll talk more about games tomorrow, the ones that I bought for my Switch, but these indie games that are like $10 or under that are just like beautiful hand-drawn art. I got this one where it's like you are actually a pen nib, my friends, a pen nib. And it's like you're fighting people. You got a quill. Maybe you're a nib, and you're fighting a quill. It's the stuff that's out there. Anyway, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. All right. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Janet. Hey, Jan. So then, of course, I was perusing the Amazon yesterday with books. I haven't bought very many art books in the past while, so I may have bought a book or two. Did you see my tweet yesterday? I did. I don't have any of the Anna Victoria Calderon books, and I just happened to look at her first one. Well, as of yesterday, anyways, it was on sale for the ebook for $2.99 Canadian. So that was Janet. Not just Animal Crossing, my Switch. What the games that I saw last night that I downloaded today, I'll give a list tomorrow or ones I downloaded last night. But just amazing, like anyway, I'm gonna be a gamer. What the heck? What the heck? If I had the money, I'd buy my mom one for Mother's Day. That a light, that's for sure. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get my chair, get my nice cushion, so hopefully my butt won't go numb today. Yeah, so we talked about Linda Berry last night. I did buy last night one of her books. I didn't have it was on sale on Amazon because a lot of her books, the older ones are they can be expensive. Okay, I feel like I'm sitting now like 3 inches off. This feels weird, but I have to sit on a pillow. All right. I did edit that video yesterday later on. Oh, I'm so not techie, my friends. And it was harder. I think it was a little bit harder on the netbook here to do, but it took a long time to process after I edited it. So I did edit it really, fairly quickly, but then the video took so long to process. So this morning I looked at the Creator Studio and and saw that it was finished processing. So that's re-uploaded if you want to check that out. Yeah, Shauna, comp books, I remember that when Dee Dee said, and I bought books. I bought new comp books. I have some here for when Dee Dee want to do the, and I did bring in a couple things. So if Dee Dee comes in chat, because I know she's busy and doing things, I do want to talk about one or two things that I found, but I'll wait to see if she pops in or not. So I did last night buy, what is it called? Dang it, I didn't bring in my phone. I wonder if it's, okay, so then her newest one's making comics, so maybe it'll say what her other books are. Neil. Maybe. Wait. This is her newest. This was in 2019, the Making Comics. This is the only, I haven't read this book yet. It doesn't say. It's a longer book. Dang it. I didn't bring in my phone. Mary Beth. Hi, Mary Beth. Linda Berry, awesome full-page journaling in Corona Times, New York, in the New York Times last Sunday. Oh, wonderful. She's from Wisconsin, I think. Wisconsin. Welcome, FOL. Hey, Terry. So I was, saying yesterday, like, look at this syllabus. I kid you not, I have read this book 3 times, cover to cover. And when I say cover to cover, my friend, I read every little, everything, every piece of text. I looked at every drawing. I love these. And this is what made me think there has to be yellow comp books, right? I got to find one. So I did find one, but the paper is just absolutely atrocious. So syllabus, I have read both of these at least once as well. Absolutely love. Picture this, what it is. Syllabus. This one is about her class that she taught in the University of Wisconsin. And amazing book. And then Making Comics, her newest ones. But I remember finding this in before I even knew who Linda Berry was. I was at Chapters or something, which is a Canadian version of Barnes and Noble here in Canada. And it was like on the shelf, like in the art section like this. I'm like, it looks like a comp book. And I just looked at it and I bought it. And that was a few years ago. So I did buy one of hers last night. Excited, Amazon. It'll be a week or more. They're not prioritizing, books, I guess, compared to whatever. But these, when I think about all the art books I have, and you guys know I have a few. I look at a lot of pictures. You read them, but not like I read these. These are the only art books I have read, like full, every word, everything, I absolutely love her. She is so inspiring. So I got my little collection. I want to keep these close. These are books that I guess because right now of where I want my art to go or what inspires me right now, this type of thing, her style, I guess, is where I want to, I don't say go with my art, but right now it's what really intrigues me, I guess. The little characters, the little things like that. So I'm excited to get the new one, the newest. It's not a new. I think it's one of her older books, to be honest, but even older than some of these ones. So I did buy some other books. So we'll talk about those next week. Give us something to do next week. But I brought these ones in. I do have other books that I've bought recently because I'm trying to. I bought the couple books. Like, I don't know. Isn't this terrible, my friends? I do not know if I bought that new Jane Davenport book. Not the smallish one. No offense, Jane. It's not my cup of tea, that particular one. But I do like that other one, Whimsical and Wild. But I can't tell, my friends, if I bought it. Maybe I bought it and I don't know where it is. I can't remember. I didn't order it, but I remember going one time to Chapters with my mom. And I can't remember if I If I got it, then absolutely love Linda Berry. So a couple things else that books wise that I had around me that were inspiring. I wanted to bring in my art room here. Sometimes in chat, look at this, Bob. I need to take this. This dust cover off has been hurting. As you can see, it's been whatever. I bought this one at Chapters for in the $15 bin. But I bought this when I was doing a lot of the watercolors because I wanted to use it as inspiration, right? It's another book I guess you could cut up for collage and such. But so, ooh, I don't know if you can see some northern lights. In Norway. Aurora Brutality. 14th of November, 2012. So anyways, these are real pictures that I thought I could use as reference for, whenever if I'm watercoloring, bloomage, reference, color reference and stuff like that. It's fun to go into those, whether you're in Barnes & Noble or Chapters here in Canada or whatnot. Go and see what's in the bed. Look at those shooting stars. So like I said, this type of book, I could cut it up. I could collage some of these pages or just look at that. Oh, the moon there. Beautiful. So I like those type of books. I want to keep this one kind of close. Drawing from the right side of the brain. Oh, wonderful, Cheryl. Good morning, by the way. Yes, even though over the years our group has tried to do that book, how many times, my friends? Where's Jean? At least three. And I did talk about it yesterday, the day before. Drawing from the right. I did not ever finish the entire book, like the exercises, but I read it cover to cover. And what the insight it gave to me into drawing and how to learn how to draw and learn not how to draw, how to see. That book taught me how to see, unlike anything I didn't understand before. It really opened my eyes, that book, or opened my mind. Yeah, opened my eyes. I guess it's true. Yeah. So and I also have the workbook too. Anyway, we we know how that goes, my friends. We know how that goes. But I did get a lot out of that book. Just reading it, I learned a lot out of that. Changed my mind completely about like basic drawing. There was this exercise about, there's this whole chapter about like when you stop drawing, like how old you were and how like when you tell somebody to draw a house, you draw this same house that you drew when you were like 4. Anyway, it's very, very interesting. All right, what else do I have beside me here? I found like I said, a couple things that I had bought. Look, I found this wide open. Now, I've had this bad boy for a long time. I have the cards up behind me here, but it came with this book, which of course I never did anything with. Traveling with your journal. A journal is, what does this say? A journal is hotel room. Wait, the heck. I journal more in hotel rooms. Oh, hotel ephemera. I journal more in hotel rooms than any other place. As a result, I have made up a small travel box of traveling journaling supplies. One of my favorite items is Nicholson's Peerless Watercolor. As we all love some Peerless watercolors, a flat book and small enough to fit in your back pocket. Each page is coated with dried watercolor pigment. You touch a wet brush to the page, blah, blah. An easy exercise while on vacation is simply to make a list of all the fun things you have done. On a trip to San Francisco, I put red buttons on my list because of a visit I made to a particular thrift store. I couldn't believe they went so far as to separate their buttons by color. I couldn't stop thinking about that jar of red buttons and who would be compulsive enough to do that. So this is, like I said, I wonder wide open spaces. Like I bought this in Burlington, maybe 10. Yeah, it's got some wonderful cards, Julie, like prompt typed cards. Who is the author? And this is one of those ones that it went on sale. You could have found it in the clearance one. I can't remember the author, my friends, and I don't know where the deck of cards that went with this is at the moment. So found that. And so the last time, if you guys remember, I bought anything a year ago, any type of art stuff in general, B paper was a thing. And I did buy B, drink some coffee, Paul. B paper, watercolor paper. I did buy. And, oh, like a year ago, and it's still in its package. Didn't even take it out of its package. But for some reason, I wanted to buy this one is B Paper Company Super Deluxe Mixed Media, 6x6 inch, 93 pound, 60 sheets, acid free, natural white, medium rough, 2 distinct surfaces, excellent for wet and dry. And what was I doing there? Some type of nothing. Oh yeah, that's just makeup. That was makeup. 2 different types of paper. So one B paper is hard to get now. I guess because you guys bought it all out. So 6x6 is an interesting size. Some dusty dust on here. But I'll put that in my empty journal section for the moment. I also found a couple of other, again, random things. Everybody remembers this bad boy. I have had this since. All right. So everybody knows I love Julie Faye Van Balzer. Did she change her last name? Anyway, Julie Faye Van Balzer, I've been a fan since her scrapbooking days, right? So back in the time of creating keepsakes and whatever. So well before the mixed media craze, you know, for many, many years, I've always loved her. I love her style. I love everything about Julie Faye Van Balzer. And I have even well before even the internet, right? Because she's been published in creating keepsakes and making memories and all that stuff for years and years. I really love her. And I can remember when she started art journaling, she used this book. Oh, lacking cracking, my friends. Remember that video? Where's Linda? And so her first, like, the art journal that she promoted, I guess not promoted is not the right word, but the first art journal she used a lot of the time were these hand-bound ones, or handbook. This is watercolor, the watercolor one. So I've had this bad boy for a while, and this lacking crack, this video, my friends, gotta be 5 years old. And I probably had this book 5 years before that. So some of this stuff, like I said, so this is a watercolor type book that I do want to use. Like I said, obviously you just have random stuff in it. But I've had that book for a while, so that'll go on the shelf behind me. I don't know why I had it in the living room. Still, like, I have a whole bunch of swatch books everywhere. This is another one. This is a Molle watercolor journal. So there's hot messes in this bad boy. Hot messes. When I started practicing watercolor, 3 years ago. Speaking of Julie Faye Van Balzer, this was, she did a lot of watercoloring in these Molle watercolor journals. And we're talking years ago, right? 4 or 5 years ago. Julie, that was her first Balzer was her first married name, I think. First husband's married name. I don't think she changed it when she got divorced. But now she's married again. I think she's pregnant, right? Julie Faye Van Balzer. So just or Balzer Designs, Balzer Designs, I think is her website. Did she have a beautiful baby boy? That's wonderful. Like I have been a fan, like a long time fan with her. I was very blessed to be able to work with her a little bit with her, with Crafters Workshop and her stencils. I've done a couple different blog posts over the years. So I was very blessed to, very distant working with her. Like I was able to do guest blog posts on her blog and stuff. So I've always been a fan of hers. But she has a video with koi watercolors, I believe, because she did a lot of stuff with koi for a while, or zig, I should say, and Kiritaki. And that was something that she had done there. I love Julie Faye. She is a wealth of inspiration, my friends. We got, I don't know what I was doing here. Some type of brush lettering. Oh, this was from that not Carla Sondheim. I took an online class. I never did finish it, but that was part of it. this soy more just playing. And when I with watercolor, like you guys have seen before, maybe I need to do like a designated video, not even a live video of my watercolor journey from the beginning and how I started with watercolor without any self-taught without any instruction. Welcome, Clam. Let me just check. It's hard. My chat is black. It's hard to read. Yeah, I think she's using it for her art because it's her brand, right? Julie Faye Van Balzer. Or Balzer Designs is her brand that's, been around for a long time, over a decade. Yeah. Hey, Judy. Pentel Pocket Brush. So this book is, pretty old. And then, what's back here? Oh, more just like hot mess mark making, whatever. So that's a watercolor journal in progress that I need to be. I bought this book a while ago at the Dollarama just because it had a watercolor thing. I can't go into Dollarama without looking in the not that I go to Dollarama very often. I haven't been in a few months at least, but you have to go in the stationery section and like it's just a blank book with craft paper. I think it was $2 maybe, the most $3. But look, it's got a water brush. How cute! I don't think it's a good paper for watercoloring necessarily. I wouldn't be, but the paper's half decent. Like it's thicker than others, but this is going in my blank journal. Like I can't not buy. Crazy. Yeah, my journey with watercolor is obviously a very interesting, strange one compared to a lot of other people. All right, what else did I find while I was out there? Remember I was talking about duotangs? I don't know what you guys call them in the U.S. We always called them duotangs growing up. And there was this one made by, I found this one. I put another Kaye in here. But anyways, it came ripped from Amazon. Oh, man, I was upset. But anyways, it was like literally 50 cents. I can't be upset for something I paid 50 cents for. Well, maybe it was $1. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. Let us see. I also bought a couple card decks. Now, like yesterday, I'm pretty eclectic. Like, I'm Christian. I also believe in other things. I like a lot of things. So don't. Anyway, so that Gabrielle Bernstein, she has a couple of books. I think the Super Attractor. I have a couple. I have them mostly on Audible though. I like to listen. So I like books so much. I do have all 3 versions of. So depending on what type of what type of book it is depending on whether I buy it on Audible, a digital download, or the actual book. So if it's art books, 99% of the time I'm buying the actual book because I like the physical. As a learner, I love books. I like to learn by reading. I mean, not so much video. Like I'm or visual. I'm like a self-taught. I like it in a book. Anyways, so Gabrielle Bernstein, I have her books like Super Attractor, but they're Audible. Those are the ones I listen to that I bought on Amazon. I do have the Audible app, so I pay I think it's Canadian $14.99 or something, and you get a free, book credit every month, or you get 1 book credit every month and whatnot. So I do have all the Harry Potter books on Audible now, and I love just his voice, the narrator. I like to listen to his voice when he narrates that. But the artwork by Michaela Ezra. And when we take a break later, guys, about an hour, I'll get my phone because I did buy some other decks and stuff that's coming next week that I am so freaking excited about. So Gabrielle Bernstein, she has The Universe Has Your Back, May Cause Miracles, and Miracles Now. And Michaela Ezra is the artist, which is why I bought all this. Her art on these cards is absolutely amazing. So part of the 99% of the reason I bought these cards is I love her art. But I do like the you know, law of attraction type stuff with that type of thing we do. But so Michaela Ezra is an Australian illustrator, textile designer, and mama of two living in New York City. She is founder of AHYIN, a collection of contemporary Judaica objects designed and created with holistic spiritual intentions. And you can go for MichaelaEzra.com. Her art. So she get the there's a couple different decks. So this is what the outside looks like. So for me, this is inspiration. Outlander, like, welcome, Debbie. When you say Outlander, do you mean the original Outlander by what's her name? Like the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon? I read that series. Well, I didn't ever finish the series because when I started reading it like 20 years ago, they didn't have like the last, couple books or whatever. So let's just go. I'm just going to quickly flip through these. You don't need to, you don't need, but don't get me wrong. But not need is not the right word. But so there's just nice affirmations. The moment I embrace my peace and surrender, the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. So there's lots of beautiful like watercolor work on here. That'd be interesting, Debbie. Maybe I'll have to download a sample because with Audible, the narrator really matters. I can remember going to a club scrap retreat, and we drove to. I think it was the one that was in Oshkosh. Anyways, we went to Wisconsin from Toronto here, and on the way back, because at Cracker Barrel, right? This was 20 years ago, right? So at the Cracker Barrel, or 15 years ago, you could rent audio books. And the CD anyways, right? And you could get it at one Cracker Barrel, and then you could, drop it back off at another Cracker Barrel or somewhere else, on the road. And so we rented the Da Vinci Code. And now I love the Da Vinci Code. I have it in the illustrated version. Oh man. Oh, the illustrated version of the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. Anyway, so, but we couldn't listen to it. Oh, his accent, like when he was doing his French accent or whatever, it was so distracting to me of the novel that I couldn't do it. But I really like Harry Potter's, the narrator that does the Harry Potter series, I really enjoy. So yeah, it all depends on them. Yeah. Simon and I just watched last week at home here the Crimes of Grindelwald. I didn't read that book though. So anyways, I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. So if you like this type of, positive affirmations, beautiful art, this type of like card decks, all it just inspires me. Whether they're made by, a publication house, these are made by Hay House. And, I definitely have a lot of things from Hay House over the years, a lot of books of Louise Hay, I guess. Anyway. Look at these little triangles. It reminds me of something that I've done in the past, right? Like this type of thing is super, super inspiring. Just little watercolor. And this is something that you can create yourself, right? There is a stream of love supporting this is needs to be our motto, my friends. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. We're going to keep that bad boy right there. The universe works fast. So there's more than one card deck. Oneness is my true nature. I love this. I've done similar things to this over, like I could pull out my watercolor journal from a couple, 3 years ago and show something similar. So that's why I was so attracted. I was attracted to this attraction deck. But, and like I said, I was so focused on Animal Crossing this last little while. I did not know that Suzanne, I can't pronounce her last name, Hunger Games is coming out with a new novel, a new book. now I've just got to figure out whether I want that one in digital form. Like, no, it would be digital. All my other Hunger Games I bought on, I read ebooks. I didn't, they're not Audible. Well, wait to, so, dang it, a little bit later, give me about half an hour. I got to get my phone because I found a new artist. Well, my mom found a new author. I think her last name is Jane Kranz. Kranz? Kranz. Anybody heard of her? I just bought 4 of her freaking books, my friend. Excuse my language. But the art and her, oh, sweet love and goodness. Ooh, I just bought a tarot deck. There's a book, and you guys might already know about this woman because I mean, you guys probably might even have her book. There's a she has a journal, like one of those ones that we all like the ones I buy and never fill out, the ones you're supposed to fill out, little prompts that I just like to buy and look at. Anyway, and there's one called Blossoms and Bones. Somebody help me out if that's her name. So Google the book, Amazon, Blossoms and Bones, and it's an autobiography, and it's like I've noticed her work before because I have a deck called the Archetype. Anyway, Blossom and Bones. She hand drew it, so it's kind of like a Linda Berry thing, an autobiography that I think she was in Mexico or something. Anyways, I can't wait to get them in a couple weeks. Anyway. When I lean toward love, I am led. So beautiful watercolor. It's the type of thing that's like floating my boat these days. So Gabrielle Bernstein. She has, again, more than one of these. I bought myself this and my mom this deck for Christmas. That was one of my mom's Christmas things. So this one is The Universe Has Your Back. This is also, like I said, a book, like a book that you could use. But I really like this. There's a stream. This is perfect for us. There's a stream of love supporting my dreams. I'm going to put it right in front of my face. Good morning, Jane. Yeah, you never know who's watching. Very rarely have I sworn on stream because I've always said, "Oh, you never know who's watching." I also found a couple things. Didi's not in chat yet. I only want Didi in chat because I have two quick things to show. Jane's in chat, so I can show this. Remember yesterday I was saying that I have books. I have so many beautiful journals that so many of you have created for me, like partial journals that I can add to that I really want to use as well. And this is one from our wonderful friend Jane Morrison in chat. I don't know if there's something personal in here with not, but there's some work that she did. Oh, she did some stencil through a packing tape transfer. Packing tape transfer through a stencil. She's like, woohoo, I got this. So I found this. I found, like, again, I just treasure these things. This is so, and I mean, I guess with mental illnesses, that's the problem, right? It's especially anxiety. It is illogical. The anxiety I feel is illogical. And that's why cognitive behavior therapy and all that will be good for me, because I don't know, like I would rather, I was talking to Jane about this last night. I would rather use a 50-cent comp book or 10-cent composition book. Well, no, in Canada, we don't get them for 10 cents. 50 cents is probably the cheapest composition book I've ever been able to buy here, than use something that somebody else is, because I don't want to mess it up or I want to treasure it. You know what I mean, Vern? So I want to keep these crusty bits. So these are the type of things that, you know what, Jane? Maybe we need to do this as a traveling journal. I wonder how much it would cost to send this in the mail. I wonder if I could fit it in one of those little small bubble envelopes. Anyway, I'll put this to the side. Put that on my WIP shelf over here. Again, I found this book. This is the book I was talking about yesterday. Mystic Press. I have treasured this bad boy since 2002. Since CHA 2002. When they gave it to me, I was at CHA in 2002 because at that time I worked in a scrapbook store, And I loved working in that scrapbook store. Uh, so I was able to go there. Anyways, they gave me Mystic Press, and these are the type of, it's got paper, it's got cork. So I've carried this journal for 20 years of my freaking life. Welcome to the madness, my friends. Welcome to the madness. Welcome to the madness. Good morning, Eileen. So I've always liked these type of books with inclusions and pockets and things. And back then, we were still scrapbooking back then. I mean, there was no art journaling. Wasn't 2001. We were barely stamping and scrapbooking, right? I had just brought stamping into our scrapbook store. I was trying to we were in the beaches in Toronto at that time. I really enjoyed that, so I miss it a lot. I was able to get some wonderful opportunities in that store. I was published twice in the newspaper, in the Toronto Star and the National Post, while I worked in that scrapbook store. And I was Toronto. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it's we have a big movie, big Hollywood type studios and stuff downtown, because Toronto looks a lot like Chicago. There's a lot of movies are filmed in Toronto because it looks like a lot of cities. Like, we were just watching the Avengers or something the other day. I was with Simon, and it was filmed in Toronto. Anyway, I would Shazam! Oh, Shazam! Simon, did you hear him? Shazam! Filmed in Toronto. So, they were filming. Everybody remembers my art was in a movie called Twitches, a Disney movie. I was approached by Disney to create scrapbooks, like, as props for that movie. So even though, like, just seeing that, and I use Scrapworks products. I spent a long time, my friend. Like, I actually, that movie was Tia Mowry, like those Mowry twins or whatever. And back then, like, so like I said, it was 2001, 2002. It was even before really digital pictures. We were still developing them on roll. So they had given me pictures, like, from the real pictures from their life, from home, and I put them into the scrapbooks. I mean, now all I can do is watch the movie and see my art on it, I guess. But obviously they kept the books, and I did tweet at Tia one. I wondered, because I used their actual pictures. Like, I scrapbook pages of their actual pictures that they showed in the movie, right? The layouts. And I wondered, like, I tweet, she never answered me, but I'm like, I'm the artist that did that scrapbook. Did you keep it? Like, I'm seriously curious if they kept the scrapbooks, that I made, because I used their real pictures. I taped them in, that was what I did, like, back in the day, right? We used, I mean, acid-free stuff, but so working down that scrapbook store, I definitely did have a lot of wonderful opportunities over there. You can see my articles and stuff when I was in the newspapers over on Facebook. But that time, this is when look at this. This is heavy, my friends, this piece of metal. Like, look at what this is. My Sister's Keeper. I'm gonna have to, My Sister's Keeper, Julie. I'm gonna write that down. I don't know if I've seen that movie or not. Another book from the wonderful Jane. I'm gonna use this as my little desk, my little streaming desk notes here. When you guys tell me something and I need to go back and look at it later. Hey, good morning, Pablo. Good morning, Kimberly. Just quickly, it's hard to see in the dark. So anyways, I've had this book for a whole heck of a long time. So here's the logic, right? Some people, there's two camps when it comes to this. Where's Jonna? She'll make me throw it out. There's two camps. And where's Darcy? Jonna and Darcy, when it comes to cleaning, it's like I have Jonna on one shoulder and Darcy on the other shoulder. I have John. I'm like, Paula, you haven't used that in 20 years. You're not going to use it in another 20. I have Darcy over there, but Paula, you can just put it in a bag and hang it on the wall. So there's two camps. I haven't used it in 20 years. Am I going to use it in another 20? Or so anyways, this was made back then when we were scrapbooking and, before the whole mixed media craze. So it's definitely something. I mean, look at it. It's moved twice or three times, four times. It's moved a lot. This bad boy. So we're putting it in the empty journals for now. We'll think about it later. During that Secret Sisters swap, this is also a little book that Julia had made me. So I don't know what to do with that type of thing. I really don't know. So Julia found me this little book. So again, something else. All I'm doing is treasuring it. And I treasured this bad boy for what? 8 years? 9 now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Julia spent, 8 years ago, a lot of time making this and this little junk journal. And I want to give it a place of honor. It's inspiring. I love it. Why am I not using it? Yeah, the Con Marie. I did I did buy that book when it first came out. We all have that book. That's the problem. Everything in this art room gives me joy, my friends. They're like, oh, does it give you joy? Yes, that's why I bought it. Whether it was 20 years, and everything I bought 20 years ago is coming back around in style. So I'm like, yes, I do love it. Oh boy. All right, couple more things. I did buy when I was sketching there. Oh, and I must have everything I have spilt coffee on it, my friends. This one is made by Leda Art Supply, this sketchbook. Leda. Leda. So this paper is different. This is supposed to be really really good paper for drawing and sketching. And when you look at some of the other YouTube artists that sketch and do that type of thing. So I bought it and I did a couple things and then that was it. What was in here? Oh, a Christmas card from my grandma 2 years ago before she passed. So this is, I don't know what to do with that. It's supposed to be really good paper though. I do have some Jane Davenport. This one was out by the couch where I did I still got a lot of water. Drew the boxes, never did finish all the watercolor in there. The swatches for. This is where I did, of course, a lot of the testing versus all of the Jane Davenport versus Prima versus this, blah, 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 watercolor. They're all, spoiler alert, they're all the same. So I didn't, I still have this close. So I guess that's something I can keep behind me that I will pick up and use again. What else? The other two, I did buy this comp book. This was, when Dee Dee was talking about, so this was before Christmas, I bought this. This one it's iScholar New York one. This one is a big one. 5 subject, 160 sheets, so 320 pages. And it's got wider ruled, which I guess is college ruled? No, wide ruled. Duh. It's got wider ruled, which is called, no, it's wide ruled, Paula. Yeah, thumbs up or thumbs down, doesn't matter as long as you give me a thumb. So thinner paper, and when it says 5 subjects, literally the only thing is this this random piece of the cheapest coral paper ever. So anyways, that's going into the new pile. How much do I like Tim Holtz Distress Crayon? So I did see him tweet that there's supposed to be 5 new distress colors today. That'd be interesting. Well, I like his crayons better than the brush markers. Oh, whatever. All right, this was the last composition book that I've been working on. I do want to cover this, so I am going to be using this book. This is you'll see here. So my most current composition book, or the most recent one I've worked in, I guess is the right. Now I've got a whole bunch of notes in the front of that bad boy. So you remember we did this page live after art journaling. I think it's called like art journaling after a year or something. So some of these pages, like this is old. This starter is at least 3 or 4 years old. Remember we did, that was our, when we did the jelly plating for the first time after a year. I take that in there. And so here is like when I did some sketch note, well, not notes, but brainstorming on, I don't know what to do with my camera auto-focusing like this, guys. Does anyone have any ideas? What would make it stop trying to do that? So I write personal things in here, right? Do I want to be the entertainer or the entertainment? So that's when I was streaming last time, and that's what I was worried about, right? I don't necessarily want to be the hot mess on YouTube. I want to share everything about my life. Don't get me wrong. Like I am not afraid to share of things about my life, but at the same time, I don't want to be that hot mess of YouTube. So do I want to be the entertainer or the entertainment? It's a choice. I think I could probably do a little bit of both, but so again, you see, like, you know, no, this is this current, like last year. So Saturday, November 16th. No internets that day. So you remember this. So the last any type of art I've done was in this book, which was just at the end of last year. I can't, Suzanne. That's unfortunate. With this net, like I said yesterday, and don't get me wrong, I love you guys. I was gifted. If you're new to my channel, I was gifted this Chromebook by my wonderful community here a few years ago. Whew. Anyways, we are going to try not to get emotional today. Try to regulate my emotions. But unfortunately, with a Chromebook, it's a netbook, right? So you can't have any programs. So the camera, I can't download camera software. Now, maybe Logitech now has an app that I can use. I haven't looked at that in a long time to see if Logitech's for my C90 or whatever this is, if they now have an app where I could control it. I will look at that later today. So there's lots of things in here that I want to finish. We were jelly plating directly into my art journal here with the Patty Tolly Parish Goldie bits, I was calling them, her crusty bits with the gold flakes. Love that on the jelly plate. So I was direct to comp book jelly plating in this bad boy. And then you can see I started going downhill fast. Tuesday, November 26th, that's all I did. Wednesday, that's all I did. You can, when you see like a page like this with all 3 dates on it, that's all I did that particular day. There's more of that. This is from when we went to yeah, I won the award for Mary Sunshine. This certificate is awarded to Paula Phillips for recognition of your peers, by your peers for astounding positive attitude. Best Actress Award. Best Actress Award. But it was absolutely, we did have a wonderful Christmas party this past year. I really had a good time. It was a great time to be with all the people that I worked with the past 3 years, and now everybody is in different stores and stuff now. So it was a wonderful Christmas party. I did enjoy it. Best Actress. I told him to, and I said next year just call it the Best Actress Award. Let me tell you, my friends, I have perfected the science of customer service. Not that I don't care. Don't get me wrong. That it's not like just the best actress. Like, but let me tell you, when I'm at work, I am on, and that's why if I'm working, I'm so stressed out, because it's, as an introvert, or when I was at work dealing with hundreds of customers a day, thousands, and I am on the entire time, right? I have to be animated, super sweet, super, yeah, you know what I mean, Vern, right? I put everything into that. I put everything into every job I get paid, I work at, right? So no matter what, I'm going to put it, I'm there, I give it all in, whether I'm making minimum wage or big bucks, right? So that's sometimes it can be very exhausting in the customer service world. That's for sure. But I do have a very so like things I want to do daily. So I did this in January. Look, January 20. Things I want to do daily in 2020. Plan, different things on self-esteem, different eat things, and then that was it. So you can see I had a rough winter. But I do want to cover this. It was like a, oh dang it, I covered up who made it, but it was supposed to be one of those colored ones. I guess I need to do, like, look, I bent it. It wasn't the best quality necessarily, whatever. But this is one I will be working in here and there and everywhere. I've been the type that I jump around from journals to journals. When I was, 5 to 10 years ago, when I really did a lot of art journaling, I would have at least, what, guys, 5, 6, 10 art journals on the go at once. Like, it wasn't till that sketchbook you saw me show yesterday where I really did filled out one book from cover to cover and only worked in that one particular thing. Know what I mean, Vern? So I kind of always jump back and forth, but I'm going to be better at dating pages. I'm going to be better at those pages. So many years ago, and I know Dee Dee's not here, but we'll just chat about it real quick. Dee Dee did a stream. I was still in Burlington, I remember. So that would have been when I was on the couch. And she created this book. And she did one of her, drawings that she does every day. And I guess I picked the right number that time. Who needs free subscribers? None of us here, my friend. None of us here. Go find someone else. All right. So I was able, and it was like one of those books. So she created this book, and then I've added a few things to it. So if you can see, see the sparkle, that is Razor Frazen. What's her name? That's that decoupage stuff. Oh, let me think for it. Tracy Bautista had that collage page. There we are. Oh, thanks, Eileen. Yeah, I don't know what my camera, what it needs to focus on. Know what I mean, Vern? So Dee Dee sent me this. I have added a few things to it over the years, like this 4321. Oh, Rachel sent me those stamps. See, my memory's coming back now. The more I look at stuff and do whatever, my memory of products and all that, it will come back in full force in a couple weeks, my friends. I hope, Rachel, if you're watching out there, Rachel Black, everybody, who we all know, anyways, all systems go. So I added this. Some of it's Dee Dee's in the background. Like I added this piece of paper, but it's her backgrounds. I added some stenciling. So I said, this is an older book. I have treasured this bad boy, but I have added to it over the years. I haven't added any times to it, but this is for sure from back the first year Dee Dee streamed, like 2011 or something. I mean, you can just see in my art style how old this is. Rach 0113 is her name over here on YouTube. If you've been around YouTube for any amount of time in the, stamping, scrapbooking, mixed media circle, everybody knows who the wonderful Rachel is. Sometimes a dream is a vision. To follow a vision, you must dream. Put in a postcard. I put in this piece. So this is something else that I do want to, add to more now. Look, I added that fish. Look at that fish. And this is power. What? Some power lines with some like shooting stars in the back or something. Oh, look at that. Who remembers this? Ooh, who makes that? Angel Wing Enterprises. So Tattered Angels. I'm impressed with myself with my memory coming back. Sorry. And I added some hot mess with that. Oh, that definitely need to finish that. That's working through the uglies on that one, my friends. So I still have that. I know Dee Dee out there probably doesn't think. She always says, oh, but no, there are certain things that I have, if somebody's made me, especially something really special, of course I have ATCs and postcards and all of that in other places. But if you've painted me a painting or made a book or something like that, or, or even if you've made me a little guy, like, How is Jillian? Is it anybody? Um, it's special. It's around me. All right. So I'm gonna keep that close. These little things, I mean, those are the type of things that what I want to do, if I need some inspiration, I'm gonna create myself a list, right? I have all these different, I'm a list maker, my friends, and I have lists in a lot of different a lot of different places. But that's something that I can do. If I get in the art room, I have a little art block and I want to do something, but I don't know what, I can just turn around. I'll have a stack of things like this and just open this, and I say, okay, this is something to do with gears. What can I add to this? So right now I could bust out, I'll look at this. I'm like, it needs some stamps. We need some gear stampage, and work on it. And then hopefully that will lead into something else. Speaking of Dee Dee, we were just talking about this, Dee Dee, that, thank goodness you're here so I can show this. And, I loved this book. Oh man, I was so excited when I won this one. This was, like I said, probably 2011 or 12. Super early in our community. So I have that close, and I want to just fill it a little bit here and there so that I can, think. And so speaking of Dita, the last thing, she sent me this. I got it around Christmas time, or just after in January. I can't remember. It took absolutely forever to come. And now, so the background of this painting. And I kept the plastic on it because it's too precious to me. It's in my living room, hanging on the wall, well, on a book stand in the living room. But I don't want to get any dust on it, right? So the history of Dee. So Dee painted this 2011, right? So here we are, almost 10 years later, and I can remember. And I really don't want to take it out of this at all, but there was something about this collage she did that always spoke to me from almost 10 years ago now. And I can remember, like, when I watched I said this the other day, I'm an observationalist. I watch things, and Didi and I have this joke about when I was watching her draw, when I was really learning how to draw, right? And I was watching her and she was using her pencil. Let me find one. And like when I observe things, like I don't know, my brain just works in very funny ways. And when she was coloring, oh no, I wasn't studying her drawing. I was watching her, studying her when I was learning the color pencil techniques, shading. And when she was coloring, and I just because I've never done anything like this before, and I just learn in different ways, right? So Didi would be coloring, whatnot, light hand, and she'd be doing this, and then all of a sudden she'd do this. Do you see that? She'd go like this. And then like this. So in my head, I'm thinking, she's doing that subconsciously, like, because what it does when she was coloring, she was keeping her pencil sharp. Now, for somebody who doesn't color with color pencils or didn't take art classes since grade 8, you know what I mean? Like I was observing, not just I was observing the physics of your body, Didi. So it's hard to say, but really, like those are the type of things I was just wanting to be like, she does this. That makes sense because then you have a sharper point on your pencil. Little things. I'm an observationalist. When I talked about this yesterday, and when I look at other people's arts, whether it's an art journal or whatever, I look close. I like to look at the techniques. I like to look at the layers. You know what I mean? So when I saw this, and now I have it in real life, like Dee sent me I have a print of this as well. But I look like I bring this up to my nose, and I like to look. I mean, I'm telling you, I look real hard at it to see the layers of paint. Like I can look at this and be like, okay, so I see that she had the black, and now I see how she mixed the paint on her brush. Oh, and then like I just love it. But thank you so much, Didi, for this. With our history together, with the history of our channels, there was something that always spoke to me about this particular painting, and I am absolutely very blessed, and it is absolutely a place of honor in my house. And not just as inspiration, but I learn. Like I said, I learn this. This will make me a better artist just having this in my house, because I just in my brain, never having art class, never doing anything. When I look close at Didi's paint style, this is all done in acrylic. you know, it really has helped me to see how, even though I watch you live and I have for years, how to see how you laid down that paint on your, it's hard to explain. Am I explaining it right, my friends? Do you know what I mean, Bern? Hey, Therese. So thank you so much, Didi. She painted this again in 2011. And it's a painting of one of her collages. So Didi created this collage, right, Didi? That's the evolution of it, right? You created a collage and then created a painting of that collage. Like I believe like was your collage material, magazine images and such. Yeah, Didi said that's exactly right. She created the collage and then created a painting on canvas board with that collage. So I maybe I need to frame it, but for now, whatever. Right now, it's staying in the plastic until I can put it in something to protect it for good. For good. But thank you so much, Didi. This is absolutely special. She brought me to tears late last year when she said it. She was sending it to me. Yeah, this is a very special in our to me when it comes to our history and art over here. Trying not to get emotional. Well, somebody else over the years that when I started art journaling that I really really liked um, was now I can't remember her name. It was one of the first people I ever found when I started art journaling. Um, okay, it's gonna be in here, I'm sure. No, is this? No, this is hers. Yes. No, or is this Jane's? Wait, let me hold on. I might be confusing myself with which book is which. Hold on. Yeah, Kelly Kilmer. This is hers. That's right. I bought this book from Kelly Kilmer. Oh, I can't remember her name. Sorry, Kelly, if you're watching out there. I don't know if she's still art. I don't know if she still has a website, but she had an amazing website, my friends. When 10 years ago when we started art journaling and all this, or a while ago anyway, there wasn't that many resources out there for art journaling, and she had one of the best websites out there at the beginning. And she used to teach a lot of classes. I wonder if she still does now. So she had books that she created, so I bought one. So this is all her work. I haven't added anything of her collage work and her journal work. I never did do anything with it. But yeah, Kelly Kilmer, 2013. I bought this one, or she made this in 2013. I don't know when I bought it. She's still going strong. Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, Pam. Oh yeah, that's way Bridget Cheryl. That's so far back. That yeah, 2000. It says she painted in 2011, so that would have been one of the first things she collaged on stream, and then I'm imagining one of the very first things you collaged on stream. So something else I have that I want to use more of. All right, I think that was it for all the books and all that other show and tell I had for now. I think. Let me look. I've got that. What's this? Yeah, that's it for the book. So last night I did, or yesterday, I did. I'm so sorry about that, Therese. I know all about that. Welcome, Diana. Yeah, the comic book, the thumbnail picture, my friends, is not my artwork. That's all. Where did they go? Right beside me. We talked a little about Linda Berry. I love me some Linda Berry. I did buy another one of her books yesterday that I didn't have. It's a longer one, but we were talking about Linda Berry yesterday and this morning, and how right now her art, like she is really inspiring me right now. Like this type of art and doodling and cartooning and drawing and mark making and collage and just not having something precious like this. Her style right now is very 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 inspiring to me. The daily, like what she teaches in syllabus, right? Like filling up complex using, very inspiring. So that's why those were there. I strongly suggest any Linda Berry books. Strongly suggest. And I mean, I buy a lot of art books, my friends. Those are and I've said I know I've said it about 5 times already. Those are the only ones I've actually read, like really read, like every word read, more than once read. um, yeah, Diana, were you able to go to one of her classes? We were just talking about that like where she in Wisconsin there. Oh man, would I've never went to university, anyways, but or took an art class past grade 8, but wouldn't have that been amazing? Wouldn't that been amazing? So yesterday I did. I glued this pocket. So I did tape that piece when we ripped out the pages. I taped it to the cover. So now this is completely, I've got a nice little pocket. I could put like some type of flap over it maybe, or maybe just a paper clip will suffice. I used one of my favorite jelly prints from, 5 years ago. But I put it in a place of honor, front page here. I think I don't know what I'm going to do over here if I cover that. But I definitely, excuse me, I need to write the date of when I'm starting it and all that. Oh my goodness, got the hiccups. Excuse me. So that's all I did yesterday. I taped it on. I got this. And now look, it's going to lie flat. My journal, it's going to be now look, see how this sticks up? So every time I'm just going to have to break almost every spine because some of those perfs are really die cut deep, my friends. So this is all ready to go. That's all I did with that yesterday. But that's all ready to go. This is my current sketchbook. This one I'm going to be using today. I'm writing the date. I'm doodling the date in here. I'm drawing the date. Will be the first one today. Put that to the side. So what else did I have around my couch? A lot of pens. So I don't know, my friends. I have had, and we were talking about lug yesterday. I have had, I don't know, like I have so many pens, pencils, markers, whatever. We've had them in totes, in pencil cases, in boxes, in bins, on the wall. And then I keep going back and forth. I don't know how to sort any of my stuff anymore. So now you're going to see I have these pencil cases, and I can just, I guess, currently explain. Now, lug, this is actually a makeup. Maybe there is makeup in here. I think it's pen. We might open it up and it'll be makeup. But this is a lug. It's made for like makeup brushes and stuff. I love the watercolor lug pattern. Anyways, lug is such wonderful, super high quality stuff. I've had now my lug Via backpack, like wore that to work every single day. The Via, love it, love, and it's black with a black watercolor, this design on it. And then I have the matching makeup bag and wallet and whatever. But it does last a long time. But this one, you can stand up. Oh, there is art stuff in here. You can set up like this. And there are pencil cases that are made like this, my friends. This is super high quality, though, that unlike any other. And I mean, the price is reflects that sense, that high quality. That's for sure. So what do I got in here? Some random Prismacolor color erase. This is, I do have my 24 set of Prismacolor Premiers in here, an older one. Watercolor brush, you never know when you're going to need those. I have a Stabilo All pencil in here, that's important, always need one of those. Glue stick, I wonder if it's dried out because I haven't looked at this in a long time. And a Sharpie pen, a pink one. So this is called a lug canoe, a canoe thing if you're looking at that. But it does, so it has like it's technically made for your makeup brushes and stuff, right? So it does have like spots. Can you see that? Is my lighting all weird? So it does have spots in the side for your brushes, like there are elasticized little slots around the edge of it. And if you did want to put makeup, you could put makeup in there or whatever. It is plastic, but super lug is super high quality. You can buy it at QVC and all that type of stuff. This company very well worth the price. I can tell you. There was one thing, like I grew up, I'm a purse type of person. I don't know if anybody knew that. And when I first started working in my early 20s, I bought like trendy purses, but cheap ones, like $20, $30. Well, of course it wouldn't even last a month before the zipper broke, this, that. So I guess after like when I turned 30, that's when I started, not super expensive purses, but that's where I have my leather Roots purses or whatever. So now I only buy, if I'm buying a purse, a backpack, like something that I use because I don't drive, right? Like when I need a backpack, like I'm carrying stuff, like I need a backpack. It's good quality, my friend. I buy good quality and then it lasts, right? Like I'd rather spend $100 on a lug, my lug Via backpack, mini backpack there, not mini, but it's a backpack. That costs $100, and it's well worth it. I've had that bad boy for 2 years now, at least. It's still going strong, and the organizing it. Anyways, love lug. We won't go on there. So I've got this. So I have all these pencil cases. Watch. You just watch. So then, if everybody remembers, we all have a bunch of these bad boys. Oh, thanks, Clam. Yeah, this is something I taught myself to do in high school. And muscle memory is a thing. So even though no matter if I haven't picked it up, if I haven't done it in 2 years, I can still do it. Something that I just taught myself how to do in high school. And I do it subconscious, like I don't even think about it when I'm doing it. I just, if I pick something up, like anything, if I pick something up, I'm pointing with it. But these, all on Amazon. So in this particular one, I have just the Staedtler pens. Is it just Staedtler pens? So I really need to figure out how I'm going to store, and some gel writer. Can never have enough gel pens, my friends. Well, you can't have enough gel pens. Don't get me wrong. So I have that one. But I think, like Dee Dee's thing with the good old big, scrapbook totes just with the elastics around my pens was probably the best solution I've used. And now I took everything out of that and put them in all these other separate things. Like, sweet loving goodness. You know what I mean? There's too much. Too much. So I have a few of those pencil cases. There's that one. And then I have this one. This one is for the brush lettering. I'm sure this is brush lettering stuff. Yeah, brush lettering. So some Tombow, Faber-Castell, some Elegant Writers in there. And then this should be where all of the other brush lettering pens are too. Right. Touch pens. Jelly rolls. Yeah, more than see the Tombow brush pens. Fancy lettering stuff. This one. Oh, what is this called, my friend? This is one of those urban sketching ones. I bought because one of the urban sketcher guys. It's a this is a brush pen, my friends. This is a fancy. I don't remember what it's called. Somebody in chat will, I'm sure, remind me. But a beautiful, like, real hair brush pen. It's one of the ones that I love the look, as everybody knows, of urban sketching and the urban sketching with watercolor type of thing. Jane, what is that guy? What is his channel? Pentel brush pen. Thanks, Dee Dee. A Pentel brush pen. Jane, what is that? Tao. You know who I'm talking about that we watched, the urban sketcher guy. I love his videos. Tio. And he also does a lot of book reviews. That's how I found him. Tio. He thanks, Julie. Oh, he's great. If you subscribe to, if somebody can put up his link. He shows like urban sketching. He's from Vietnam, I think, or Singapore. Parka Blogs. Thanks, Jane. Parka Blogs. I found him because, when I look at books online, I like to Google it and then try to see somebody do a flip through. So Parka Blogs has a lot of good book reviews, like art book review. Great. And he has a YouTube channel and he does urban sketching. And when they do the urban, like he shows his vlogs of the urban sketching. And I think he lives in Singapore. And he'll go into art. Oh, my friends, hours of entertainment on his channel. If you like urban sketching and going into and seeing like their symposiums, and I would love to go to urban sketching type of thing. Yeah, Singapore. Anyways, if you like, check him out. Parka Blogs. Yeah, Alvin Mark. I have one or two of his books. I think he has a book. Anyways, if you guys, check him out. He is absolutely, he'll show you some watercolor reviews. He does digital, techie stuff too. Like if you're into drawing with, on digital art and type of stuff too, but he is great. Great, great, great. Yeah, the Singapore group. It's so interesting to me. I could just watch that. It is so interesting to me watching their groups and how it's organized. Oh, I mean, from somebody that went to scrapbook conventions and stuff in the past, years and stamp conventions years and years ago, to see that type of thing, amazing. And I know Toronto has a chapter of Urban Sketchers, probably a very big one, to be honest. Anyway, that's what made me think of him. Check out his channel. I cannot recommend his channel enough, my friends, if you like that type of thing. Yeah, so this one, I mean, this is kind of good. These are all my fancier, more like brush lettering pens that, you know, I've never really. Good morning, Caroline. So I think that one I could keep in this fancy thing. These ones I'll keep in this fancy thing because it's kind of all nice to have all my brush lettering pens in one particular spot. Then the other, this poor thing, I cried. I don't know if I should put this in the washing machine. Somebody needs to. So I think I've told you before. Asha loves coffee. If I leave coffee beside where I sit on the couch on the end table, she will stick her face into that coffee and drink it. So the one day she put her face in my coffee and she wanted to get all the way down to the thing and knocked it over, and it spilt all over this, all over other books and a journal, and oh my sweet goodness. So I guess, you know, the coffee stains there to tell a story. Asha, as Simon says, Asha, the coffee drinking dog. Like I have to, if I have a cup on the couch, I have to have one of my Starbucks mugs that have a lid on it. She sticks her face right in. So this poor guy is hurting. It's so dirty. It's gross, but I don't know what to do with it. Should I throw it in the washing machine? I wonder what would happen. I mean, take the pens out first. What do you think would happen if I tried? So in here, oh, these are my jelly rolls. Everybody loves some jelly roll pens. Not all of the jelly rolls, but there are jelly rolls in here. That one I bought at we all bought at Michael's a while ago. Dang it, my fancy one is coffee everywhere. Oh, Asha. Like I said, I guess I can look at it and remind me of the story, but what is this? Oh yeah, the things. And then I have this one. So this is that art. This one I bought. This is similar to this, right? Specifically for pencils. And this is supposed to stand. But I'm telling you, the quality difference between these two are like night and day. And this is pretty good quality. Thanks, Therese. My Canasorian accent. Try washing in the sink first. Yeah, I'll have to try that today. What do I got in here? Ooh, Crayola. Slick Sense. Slick Sense. Everybody needs some Crayola in their life. Some pencil crayons, I guess. So these are the type of things I like to use, right? This is the type of thing I'd be on the couch, chatting with Simon, watching whatever, and I would be swatching. Ooh, this type of thing. Let's take a snifferoo, shall we? Get a dry cleaning kit. Well, I don't care about it that much. It's like a $10 pen case. I'd rather see a coffee stain. It might gross everybody else out than try to buy something $10 to clean it. I don't smell too much, but I guess I was using a pretty light hand. I don't smell anything. I don't smell anything. Silly scents. Whatever this light blue, I don't smell a thing on that one. So anyways, I've got some, for some reason, Jelly Roll Stardust pens in here. My favorite sparkly pens. So I don't know why I have. Well, if this is banded, I can tell that means that these are duplicates from other ones I would have had in another pencil case. And then, of course, everyone needs this pen. One of the most useful pens ever. Morning, Glenda. Or, oh no, excuse me, afternoon. This is the Jelly Roll clear Stardust. I just love the clear Stardust pen. You can go over anything, right? Just add a little sparkly sparkle to things that may not have any sparkle already. So now what am I going to do? Like I have all these pencil cases in pen, like it's too many. Like I just need to put it back into those, you know, old totes I had, a couple that I had everything in that Didi showed us, that like that really. Now if we could only make what Didi made to hold, that holds all of her pens and whatever, then I do have a wall space right there for it. That's the thing. This whole wall to my left is completely empty. I have about a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foot by 5 foot square empty wall space to my left here. But what Didi built for all of her pens, you made them out of CD cases or something, right, Didi? The behind, that's amazing. But that's the type of thing I just need. It needs to be out. And of course, then we got this fancy pen. Everybody knows this. Everybody, Janet, clutch your pearls. Suzanne. Suzanne, how dare you mention Citrusolve in this stream with Eileen into chat? I could try Citrusolve. Oh, fun with Citrusolve, my friends. Not today. Not today. Oh, that's wonderful, Glenda. Oh boy, yeah. So these are this was my fountain pen collecting. You know, I get it. I get into obsessions, my friends. You guys know this. I'm obsessed with things, of all these things. So yes, I do. Some of these need to be cleaned out because I haven't used them in a long time. But this is my fancy pencil case with all my fancy fountain pens. So we'll keep that over here for now. Where's Eileen? So those are some very well, there's some expensive pens in there, my friends. So I need to put this in a special spot. Excuse me. When I say special, this time, like behind my camera here or my computer, I have a little bookshelf on sitting on top of my art table here. So I did clean that, like I said the other day, not yesterday, day before, when I cleaned my art table. Like I took everything off, dusted it, cleaned it, wiped everything down. So there's lots of nice space over there. So I'm not just piling it there. It will be a nice space for that stuff over there, like a good home. I also have, because this is what I did, like, Eileen, you know, like these are my Inktense, or some of my Inktense. Oh, and look at these, some old Stampin' Up woodless pencil crayons. They're not even all my Inktense anymore. I don't know. I must have missed something. And then lastly out there I had, and this was all like, you know, a reusable bag. Where's Darcy? They're the Jade Dot. And I was afraid to use these. That's why they're all that look like this. They're still, some of them I don't even think I fully opened properly. Because I'm afraid it's not the right word. I love them so much. I wanted to treasure them. I'm treasuring these bad boys. So I do want to use these, and then there's the glitzy sparkle markers in here. So I do want to keep these close because I need to play with them. They are inspiring. I've now treasured them for what, 2-3 years, for crying out. How long have they been out? I don't even have all the color. I only bought the one set because my Michaels never got anything other than that first release. Never got anything out of those anyways. All right, so I'm putting all those things back into this Marshall's bag. Well, Winners Home Sense Marshalls. And you know me, I have a few of these bags. I love these bags. Yeah, exactly. The ones that are still banded. When you mean banded, those, when you say, are you talking about you mean these ones still banded that I never put them together? That's what you mean? I never used them even once because I was so afraid. And even this one, remember, it broke, and oh, sweet goodness. Right. that's not something we're going to look at. And I'm still missing. Wait a second. Where's my other? I'm missing my very important. I'm missing two of my most important pencil cases. I don't even know where. They must still be out in the living room. They have to be. Must still be out in the living room. Two of my other pencil cases that I bought with those. You remember when I went to Target? The Sonia, is it Sonia Kushuk, or how do you pronounce her name? Is that the right thing? So I still have two of those pencil cases somewhere in the living room. I have to visit the ladies' facilities. So, and get some more coffee. We're going to take a little 5-minute break. So that was all I had to show today, like of our little showy telly stuff. So of what I had in the living room. So there's two options. I can work on the junk that's beside me right now to my right, which I could do off camera, like actual go and do something, or we can do some art. Here, those are some. So think of some thoughts, my friends. Do you want to look at more of the junk and supplies and help me organize what's on the floor beside me so I can bring in this? So I can bring in a proper chair so my butt and leg doesn't get numb. Or do we want to work on some in my daily sketchbook today? Think about it. And then I need to get something. I wanted to tell you the books I ordered too. So I got to get my cell phone because I left it in the thing. And I'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Where's Joyce? Joyceage isn't counting for me. So speaking of which, if Joyceage is streaming right now, I don't know. It's Wednesday. I know she streams Wednesdays. Please, everybody, if you are not Joyceage, go watch Joyceage. This will be staying recording. I don't want to encroach on anybody else. I will stream if there's one person. If there's no people here, there's people watching the recording. So don't feel, please, if you're a Joyceage watcher, don't feel bad. You're not gonna miss anything. It's just me chatting right now and doing my thing. Please go watch Joyceage. And then that's why I bought those watercolor brushes from Jane Davenport, right? Because I mean, like we all know how many watercolor brushes I have, but I liked the style of them. So anyway, a lot of us are the same way, right? I love to have stuff around me and I love to work on things while I'm on the couch. Um, Night Clam, thanks for being here. Wonderful to meet you. Barbara Clark. Welcome, Barbara. Yeah, so I'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Like I said, if Joyce, I don't know if Joyce is streaming, but please, if she's streaming, you watch, please go watch her. Tell her I send her my love. I'll watch her recording later. I just have to, no offense to her, I just have to do my own thing over here. All right, guys, I'll be back in 5 or so. Oh, my. One too many coffees already today, my friends. Yep. All right, that's the phone. There's a few more things that I had on the couch. I want to be over here. Because speaking of joysticks, I was just thinking, reminded me, one thing a wonderful and Joyceage is my nickname for her. Again, talked about her yesterday. She was my very, very first viewer ever. Obviously, very special to me. So she is able to rejoice, the number two rejoice here on YouTube. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful woman. So inspiring. And one thing she did for all these years, remember, she has something called a counterfeit kit. And every month she would make her own out of her supplies in her room. She'd create, and she probably still does. I would bet my paycheck. Well, I don't have a paycheck. I would bet. I would guess that she would have the same. Uh, bet my paycheck. I would guess she still does it now, and I love that idea of getting stuff from your room every month. Get a little, the $4 12 by 12 scrapbook containers, which I have, a bunch of them, and we all have and love, and create yourself a kit and then use that as an inspiration. I did that when I was doing what yesterday, like when we were talking about the Midoris, when I was doing the daily Midori 5 years ago, uh, from the file fold, those little books there. Um, that's what I did. I had a little kit. In a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper container, and I just worked like with jelly prints and different collage things, and I worked out of that different stencils, that maybe I hadn't used in a long time. I really like that. I want to do that again. Maybe tomorrow. Tonight. So what do we want to do, my friends? I was just thinking about that as well. I think I'm going to continue cleaning. I don't think, I know. I'm going to come back at my regular time, pre-chat at 8:30, 9 p.m. art stream. I'm going to do a reel, a journal artista stream that we have not done. Hi, Ange. An old school. I have not been these past couple days, my friends, let's be real. This has been the first. This is the Journal Artista. The one I'm showing you, and I've shown you in the past 3 days, or the one is the original. I'm back to this. The way I'm feeling right now is the way I was 10 years ago when I first started streaming. I'm back on, shall we say. I'm turned on. I'm turned on, my friends. I'm turned on. You know, if you look, I'm serious. I was talking about this with a friend last night. I am probably going to go back and private or delete a lot of my videos on my stream, on my YouTube channel from, probably within the last 5 years. There's a lot of hot mess stuff. And let's be real, I was a hot mess on here, and I'm not proud of those videos. They're not getting any views anyways. So I'm just gonna, so that when people are new to my channel, they'll see my recorded videos, my, more professional ones that I did for Stencil Girl products with my crusty bits, or some of my older ones, and I need to do more dedicated videos. My channel's not just going to be live streaming. When I work out the autofocus thing, I can't really create any videos with this autofocusing going. I will get the worst hate comments going. People will send me some nasty grams with that. So anyways, so I think I'll come back tonight. I'm going to continue cleaning, and then tonight we'll do some art. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. We'll have a real Journal Artista stream. Not like the past couple, any times I've streamed in the past 2 years. I have not been the same me. Not been the same me. I'm just checking if I missed. So I apologize if I missed anybody coming in while I was on a little break. What do I have here? An old space paper thing. So this is something that I had on the couch. I have a schminky. My schminky watercolors over here. It's popping out. I do have a few brands of what. If you're new to me, I love art. I love art supplies, as we all do. But I'm a tester, so I can't just have one watercolor. I need to have all the brands of watercolor and see how they react and work together. Oh. Anyways, what else do I have in here? Art acrylic ground for pastels. I have a Tri-Art clear gesso. I have some makeup wedges that look like they've seen better days. Oh, look, a brayer. Put that where it's supposed to go in my tool thing. Fine liner. This has white, just white Liquitex Basics paint in it. A fine line applicator, I should say. This is a standard tip one. I think. So this is something that needs to be close. That's something you use. I like to use all the time. So. And then one of my watercolor. And then this, I remember buying this in this. I bought these in the US. And I definitely remember. It was the road trip I took with Laurel. Laurel and I met when I was traveling in the US. We met where did we meet? And we drove up, and we went to Queens Inc. and we drove up and we ended up in Pittsburgh, in Philadelphia. We drove up, and we were in Maryland. We drove to Philadelphia. How many years ago was that? And we met, oh man, what was her name, my friends? Oh, we were in Philadelphia. I haven't thought about her in a long time. Anyway, I can remember going into Michael's somewhere on that road trip that Laurel and I took so many years ago, and they had these Sennelier oil pastels, and this was cheap. They were selling them at Michael's, like cheap. Like I want to say $5 US or something. Cheap for Sennelier. Yeah, this is a few years old. Few. I have more than one of them too. There was iridescent colors, and then I have another one that was different than this. So another thing I want to do, like when I talk about couch art, is have like a kit as well of just basic things. So I guess that's what I originally had that. we need to work on that a little bit later. And when I found my other, so look at this, same, oh, so disgusting, the same coffee. It was in like this tote that I had when Asha spilt the coffee, and it went in the tote, and it was journal, like it was like the. Anyways, these are some of my bullet journaling type of and sketching and that I was using a lot then. This is some special stuff that in this one. This is the pencil case I probably used the most, which again was another makeup case by Sonia Kashuk or something. How do you pronounce it? Yeah, Sonia Kashuk. I don't know if they still sell them at Target. Target isn't in Canada anymore, as you know. So I do have a couple of the Pilot Frixion. I have Frixion pens and Frixion highlighters. These highlighters are cool, my friend. But here's the thing. It's heat. Frixion is heat, right? So I was using some of these pens, like and there's certain technique, like because it's used with heat. I was doing some resist things, different things that I was using the highlighters and the Frixion, and then when you take a heat gun to it, it disappears, right? Because it's erasable with heat, which is friction, but you don't know what I mean, Vern. So anyways, I got some of those highlighters and Frixion pens, and I have some of the pens that are both, I bought this one when Jen was here from Australia on her North American tour, when we went to the art store. So there's 0.5. This one's a 0.5, super, super thin nib. And then these are 0.5, and then the original one. And I mean, Frixion, Pilot Frixion now has a whole bunch of things, but I just caution with these because it's heat, right? And I live in a hot climate. I mean, I live in Toronto, so it's super hot and sticky in the summer and super cold and, freezing in the winter. So in the summer, it can get up to over 100 degrees with the humidity. And I was using them in my art journal last year. I don't know, somehow it got hot and it erased. You couldn't see it, especially the highlighters. So just something to think about if you're thinking of the Frixion stuff. And then like they come in retractable as well. So I don't know, good for, like, I guess it's good for note taking and that type of, necessarily that type of thing. I was using on bullet journaling and stuff, but sometimes with your art journal, you may get it may do funny things with you, my friends, which could, like I said, there could be some cool resist techniques in there somewhere. That's how my brain works anyways. You can put the Frixion stuff in the refrigerator and it will come back. What, Pam? No. Oh, we are trying that today. Let me write that down. I'm going to try that later. I got to find something I used it on, one of my old journals that I noticed erased. You know what I mean? And put it in the fridge right now, months later, and see if it happened. Oh, now that is a science experiment that we need to test. There is invisible ink. There is invisible, Janet and I were talking about it when we were buying all those fountain pens a few years ago. There is invisible ink that you can put in fountain pens. Well, I guess it's a black light, use a black light to look at it. So cool. Okay, in fridge to see if it comes back. Especially for the highlighter part of it. It was the highlighter that I had problems with. I mean, they're mild liners to begin with. They're not mild liner, like Pilot mild liners, but they are, they're soft. They're muted highlighters to begin with. All right, took myself a note there. So I do love me some Sharpie pens. So I do have a lot of Sharpie pens. I like to write with Sharpie pens. And then I did buy the silica Pentel Silicy. These are 0.25, my friends. So I did buy 0.25. Tiny. Look, I can't even, my hands are shaking. I've always had a steady, since a kid, my friend, I know Dee Dee was worried about me yesterday. I've never had a steady hand. And then, add not eating or whatever to it. And then that makes it worse. But so I do, and I have more of these, and again, another pencil case somewhere else. I don't know, because I did buy a whole set of those they're fun to write with. Like I like to write small, my friends. When these 0.5, like they write, like I could write. Like I like to write. I think Janet bought these pens too. Like you can really, right? Like really tight, tiny. Love those. And I think I don't know if there's a pack of 8 or something. I don't know why I have only green and orange in here. And I really liked these, the Pilot Color Enos mechanical pencils, where people were sketching. Like when I was watching a lot of sketchbook videos, a lot of people were sketching with the red and blue, and so I do have a couple of. I bought the set of these. I want to say there's 6 or 8 of those as well. They're bad boys. They're expensive. That's my Colettos, and you can see like I actually used these Colettos. Look, that one's used up. And these Colettos, I do have refills. They are refillable. So I'm not just there are times, look, all used up. I do use up my stuff. I think all of these are almost completely used. So this one was a 5. I bought these on Amazon like 5+ years ago, I guess. This one was a 0.4. This one have 0.4 ink in them, and this one has also 0.4 ink in them. A little bit more. This one's just more normal colors, but and then I have a third one, Coletto number 5. This one has 0.5, and some of them a little bit more full in some of those. But I love. I'm one of those that from as a kid love that Bic one, the Bic one that the original. Of course, Dee made us buy all these. Gotta have some of those. My mother friend Sarah from Seattle gave me this pen that she got at Muji, maybe? I forget. It's a Jetstream, Uni Jetstream. Sarah, if you're out there. Sarah posts a lot still on Instagram. Not that I've looked at Instagram in a long time, but I think she's over there on Instagram somewhere. But very nice, very nicely. The flow of this pen is really nice. And of course, I have more sign pens or Tombow brush. I have a lot of these different brush pens. And of course, my favorite pen. What? No, everybody knows what my favorite pen is. Don't get me. This is not my favorite pen, but if I'm drawing or doodling or a lot, I do use this a lot. I enjoy using the Vision Elites. This one is a Vision needle. I just bought some refills, actually. I didn't know you could just buy the cartridges because I've went through a lot of these Vision Elites. This one is the needles, which I guess is 0.5, and it's waterproof ink. And the regular Vision Elites that look like this is what I bought refills for, because I have so many of these particular pens. But I love Uniball Vision Elites. When I did all that watercoloring, when I first started, I really loved drawing with this and then painting it with watercolor. So Uniball Vision Elites, I have a lot of. I keep them there, and those are just those pens. I still I just dropped something. Craftalanche. I mean, I still have this one that I have duplicates of a lot of things, right? So that's why, like this one that I bought, like this was from that same trip. I bought this at Hobby Lobby when I was with Laurel that time. This thing that's on my desk. So I still have all this. Some of my old Fiskars. Fiskars bad, but I got Foodie Ball pens in there. I've got Pokey Tools, distress markers, Sharpies. Oh, another Vision Elite, a Pilot Permaball pens. I've got quite a few of those. I've got Elegant Writers in here, different, China markers and Sharpies and my favorite Bic pens, Uniball Whites, which is probably who wants to place bets on if those 2 Uniball Whites even work right now. So like I said, I have all this stuff everywhere. I have pens everywhere. I mean, it'll take me a week to organize pen. I don't even want to think about it. Let's not think about it. Put that to the side. So like I said, I have a lot of pens and pencils and stuff absolutely everywhere. I don't know how to sort them. I don't know how to sort them. I think that's where we all, we all can't resist pens, pencils. Oh, dang it. I left my coffee in the living room. Or in the kitchen. Hey, Kathy. Look what I found. Dang it. It's like a heartbeat whenever that thing comes up like that. Oh, I did want to talk about which books. Let me see. So I did buy last night. I ordered. The Linda Berry book. Why can't I remember the name? Isn't that terrible? I bought 100 Demons by Linda Berry. It was published in 2017. 100 Demons. I don't know if it's more autobiographical. I also bought a book called Wonder, The Art and Practice of Beatrice Blue. That's by 3D Total Publishing, which another publisher we all love. And I bought, and this is a Canadian artist. I don't know if she's from Toronto or British in Vancouver out there. It's called Grow. Another one by 3D Total Publishing. Grow, The Art of Koyamori. I'm sorry, I probably pronounced that wrong. Koyamori. Grow, The Art of Koyamori. She's a young artist. So it's another one of those books. Like it's more of it's like a book on her. It's not like an instructional book. That's more of a thing. So I'm excited about those. And then I bought, like I said, an author called Kim Krans, Krans, Blossoms and Bones. So it's a new one. I'll read what the description is. It says, visionary artist and New York Times bestseller author of The Wild Unknown, Kim Krans returns with a decadently illustrated and incredibly raw graphic memoir that chronicles her multi-layered search for truth and recovery from an eating disorder and infertility in the throes of a health and wellness obsessed culture, touching on the healing potentials of creativity and spirituality. With pen and paper as her trusted allies, revered visionary artist, spiritual seeker, and best-selling author of The Wild Unknown, Kim Krans, which I did order as well, Kim Krans chronicles her deeply personal journey of recovering through drawing. After canceling her flight home to wellness-obsessed Los Angeles, where Krans had been secretly experiencing a debilitating eating disorder, she finds her way to an ashram and seeks spiritual and creative refuge. For 40 days, she relies on drawing the feeling as a way to realign her relationship to food, addiction, fertility, perfectionism, and the endless messaging of never enough echoing throughout current culture. She makes the ashram her home and embarks on the healing process through intricately hand-drawn narration of both her inner and outer worlds, canceling forthcoming high-profile teaching obligations and international travel. Radical simplification, meditation, community, and creativity bring her through the darkest chapter of her life. What emerges from Cran's deeply personal undertaking is a raw and beautiful, never before seen artist document that explores what it means to prioritize truth and self-discovery in a world of relentless expectations and distractions. A memoir at its heart, Blossoms and Bones is a lifeline of light and beauty, a call to embrace our creative power, and a courageous example of realigning with one's destiny. Published March 3rd, 2003. So it's only this is what it looks like in the whatchamacallit, look inside. It's a HarperCollins book. So you can see it's like Linda Berry. It's going to be all hand drawn, hand, printed. Her memoir is all. So how exciting is that? There's a lot of black and white in the preview here, so I'm not sure how much color maybe necessarily she put it, but the thought of like her drawing her feelings and emotions and like, look at all this. This is right up my alley, my friends. Right up my alley. Exactly. Look, she was eating. This is speaking my language. This is exactly, not that I necessarily, I guess I do have an eating disorder. I mean, I don't have anorexia. I'm not stopping myself. Like, I'm not withholding food from myself because of some type of body dysmorphia. I'm not, that's not my, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't have an appetite. I don't feel like but literally going down to skin and bones because I'm not eating. Um, Things that feel good, sunshine, space, nature. So I don't know how much color's in it. The 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 front of it is beautiful. So I'm really excited about that. I also bought the Archetypes, which is a book. I bought her Wild Unknown deck and tarot guidebook and the Wild Unknown. Does anyone have the Wild Unknown book? My mom has this book too. The Wild Unknown Journal. You guys might have all read. Like I said, I haven't been around for a while, so you guys might have already seen this and have it. The Journal of Creativity. What is a labyrinth? Like, look at that, my friends. Right up my alley. I don't have any of her books. I've never. This is an introduction of hers to me. And a lot of these books, they'll fill it in type of books or whatever. Um, Even if I don't fill them in, they're still inspiring to look at. They're still inspiring to look at. So I'm excited about those. They're not cheap books. Kim Cran's books are not cheap books, but the tarot deck is 40% off on Amazon.ca. I don't know about American Amazon, but um, the tarot deck I had to buy. It was 40% off. Oh wait, is it already sold? Yeah, no, it's not anymore. Oh, just maybe it was just yesterday. Maybe I bought the last one or something because now it's telling me it's back up to 46.82. And like I said, don't come at me, my friends, just because yesterday I talked about Bible journaling and today I'm talking about this, and I'm gonna get some nasty hate mail saying, "How dare you talk about Bibles in one stream and this occult in another?" I can only imagine. I can hear it now. But this is written and illustrated by her. Whereas that other deck, like this one, The Universe Has Your Back one, but Gabrielle Bernstein is illustrated by Michaela Ezra. But let's just see if I can. No, it's not letting me go closer. But I love her. It's not just about whatever. It's about the art of it, right? It's all about. It's inspiring. So, anyways, those are a couple things coming. To me. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you, my friend. So I have a few books. I haven't bought books in a long time. I mean, other than the in a year, I probably bought less than 5 books. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe 10. Art wise, anyways. I bought the Linda Berry one, the comic one. I bought the Nick Bantock, had by Nick Bantock. I bought Danny Gregory's newest one. It's just a little one. So maybe I bought about 5 to 10. It is Debbie. Yeah, like I said, I bought this at Christmas. I bought one for me and one for my mother for Christmas of that particular one. And then she has another one, which Superpower or something that I don't have either. But it's another $30 or $40 thing. So I've got prioritize. That'll be a while. It'll be a while. But I love it. To me, it's inspiring looking at that type of stuff. All right. So I need another 5 minutes. What I'm going to do, what's my stream? We're exactly at 2 hours. So we have a little chat. I'm going to turn off my stream. I'm going to create a new one, I think. And I'm going to start seriously working. My desk is clean, so we're good on that. But so what's beside me on the floor? This is what we have to work on. So this is where If you don't like messes and all that, this is not the place for you, my friends. Messy mind, very. When I have a messy mind, messy how messy, messy. Okay, I'm gonna take another 5 minute break, get my coffee, and I gotta move my chair out of this room anyways because I'm gonna have to like literally my goal now. I'm gonna take everything off this and then move it. And again, if you want to watch, if Joyce is on something else going on, don't hesitate, my friends. We're just hanging out. I'm just hanging out. So wonderful to see you, Cynthia. Exactly. Classic journal artista tonight, and not one that's high. All right, high on life. Yeah. Everybody happy with that? I'm gonna get some. There was this book. I was thinking about this the other day. There was this book. My mom bought me this book, and dang it, it was like and it was like these critters. I don't know if they were like hedgehogs, and it was from my generation, right? And from the 80s, and it had like I can distinctly remember. I can visualize it in my brain. Like I have certain things I have photographic memories. Like I can see the book, and it was about cleaning up your room, and I can distinctly remember it said that if when your room was messy, you put everything on your bed. Everything goes on the floor. Everything that is out of place. So the first thing the book said, I distinctly remember. I want it because the book is long gone. So I would need to remember what it was called. I would love to have that book in my collection. Messy Critter. What was it called? Anyways, and I can distinctly remember. It is for us creatives, that's for sure, Therese. A lot of us, anyway. Some of us, uh, like I said, you see the good, the bad, and the ugly over here, my friends. We've got the, hoarders art room edition going on over here. That's for sure. That's for sure. I need to like monetize this somehow. Just kidding. Uh, what was I saying? So yeah, I can distinctly remember the book said everything out of place in your room. First, make your bed. Make your bed, and it taught you how to make your bed. Uh, and I probably read this when I was like 8 or something, like young. And then everything else in your room that was out of place, on the floor, on anywhere, you put it on the bed. And then from there, all your junk's on the bed, and then you would take everything and put it away. Always like that. Anyways, so I guess that's what I have to do over here in this corner. I have a whole bunch of crap on the floor, a whole bunch of stuff everywhere. I have to take some of it out of my room to be able to bring it back in after other stuff is cleaned up around it. You know what I mean, Vern? So if that type of stuff makes you anxious, not the stream for you, my friends. Yes, I'm a hot mess. I'm the first one to admit it. First one. First. My name's Paula. You've seen some of my other lives. The last face-to-face live I did, you can see the hot mess behind me in the background. So make your bed. I was sunk already. Exactly. I distinctly remember that book. I wonder if my mom remembers what that series was. And another one was like, how to help your grandpa. And it wasn't like Berenstain Bears, but it was like my little dang it. Yeah, exactly. I really would if shipping weren't a thing, my friends. Oh my gosh, I so wish I could send some of this stuff to you guys that I know would love and use it. That would, I have so much stuff that even if I lived 2 more lifetimes, I couldn't possibly ever use this much stuff, no matter what. Mr. Messy and Miss Manners, something like that. Not that. If I remember, it was almost like they were hedgehogs or some type of rodent, like hamsters, maybe. Like maybe the book was just called "Clean Your Room" or so. Anyways, I'm gonna stop my stream. We're gonna restart a new one. I'm just gonna call it like organized chat. It might not even be something I keep on my channel because it's pretty gross. Gross is the right word. No, I know gross is absolutely the right word. But ain't nobody want to watch this and listen to me. I mean, it's fun to watch live, but nobody's gonna watch a recording of me cleaning my art room. Or if you do, there's only about 10 of you. All right, guys, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. I am gonna stop this stream.